Welcome back to Now Hear This. And now, it's time for the world premiere of the new video from Skid Row. But first, let's go backstage with Sebastian and the boys for a behind-the-scenes look at the making of that video, I Remember You.
We like this song a lot, but it's a cool song, but we wanted, when we made a video, we just wanted to like let go of some energy, you know? And this like a type of video where you just kind of lay back on your energy.
It's like with this video, I Remember You, the lyrics are, well, they aren't sappy, but they're, you know, they're kind of like love letters in the sand, walking hand in hand, and that's really cool for a love song, but we weren't going to do me sitting on a beach with a stick writing a love letter in the sand, you know, and walking hand in hand with a girl going, because we would just vomit if we seen that. But this is about loneliness. This is kind of a more, something kind of to think about. We see the name of the band is Skid Row, and we wanted to have something that reflects the name of it too, right? And it's about a guy who's down on his luck, you know, like 30, 35, he's been trying to start something his whole life, and he just can't get a break. And he turns to rock and roll for an escape, which is what it is. This is the last video from this album. We're not gonna, you know, do 9 videos out of 10 songs.
Yeah, we're not gonna jam it down people's throats. Don't beat a dead horse, you know? Let's just move on and go on to the next record.
And now one of the best bands, dare I say it, at Milton Keynes, Skid Row, who supported Bon Jovi. They were wonderful. Here's an interview with them. I also hope you caught the marquee gig, because that was equally brilliant.
I had known Rob in clubs, and we got him down, and he was in like that, and Rachel played with Scotty, the lead guitar player, and we got him in the band, and then we had another singer, and we booted him, and through a friend, we found out about Sebastian, and you know, there's this lunatic in Toronto, man, but he's got great pipes, he looks really cool, he's got a great attitude, he's a nasty little brat, you know. We said, right on, flew him down. He dug our tunes, we dug his voice.
We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into.
Yeah, we didn't know at all. We flew him down, and we went to a club the first night he came down, and we got really, really drunk, And we went up on stage and jammed, and we thought it was like the greatest thing since Led Zeppelin, you know? And when someone videotaped it, we're like, yeah, we're a band. And we looked back at the videotape about 3 days later, it was like the worst piece of garbage that ever existed on tape. It was so horrifying. We were all playing in different keys. We had no idea what we were doing, tripping over each other. But we had the attitude that we had so much fun together, and we really all got along so well that this is Skid Row, this is a band.
I think part of our success is due to the fact that, well, one, we have a Bon Jovi tour, which puts us in front of millions of people, you know, and that has a little bit to do with it. But I think that our music, the band is just an honest, upfront band. It's like, here we are, take it or leave it. If you don't like it, screw you, you know. It's what you see is what you get.
with John Bon Jovi, weren't you?
Yeah, well, we grew up together. Here's a new question.
I was waiting for you to say that.
We grew up together. I mean, we're friends, you know, just like Rob has, no, he doesn't have friends, but just like anybody else in the band might have a friend who they grew up with. He just happened to go on to be a huge rock star, you know, and he was one of those guys that you always knew was going to be big, and whatever he did, he just had that attitude to him, you know. And for years and years, you know, we always kept in touch, even when he, you know, he got his deal and he went out on tours and we always kept in touch. I always wanted to know what I was involved in or anything like that. And finally one day, we talked to him on the phone and said, hey man, I'm involved with a bunch of great guys, you know, Skid Row, blah, blah, blah. Played him some songs, you know, he came down and met everybody and dug everybody, and we'd come to some shows in the clubs and we'd all get together and we'd talk about the shows and stuff like that. And he'd critique us, and it's good to have that type of critiquing because it just makes you get that much better, you know. And him and his guys in his band have always offered us advice because they've experienced it already for 6 years, 7 years now. They've been out doing what we're trying to do now, and it was always good to listen to them, you know, see what they had to say, and you take whatever advice you can apply to your own situation and you use it. So
have you enjoyed doing the tour with them?
It's been great, you know. It's certainly. I mean, we haven't toured with anybody else, you know. We don't know what it's like.
We don't know the other side.
Yeah, we don't know what it's like to tour with a band that you don't know who they are. And
right. We don't know how good we played it. It was just amazing.
It was really wild because we were the first band to go on. We opened up the whole show, and that was such an honor to us, you know, to be on that bill for everything it stood for, you know. Besides having all these great bands on it, I mean, Ozzy Osbourne, Motley Crue, The Scorpions, Cinderella, Bon Jovi, you know, Gorky Park, and it was just so much fun, you know. For years, we had always gone to these people's concerts, you know, seen Ozzy going, yeah, Ozzy, you know, The Scorpions or Motley Crue, you know. And now we're playing with them, we're hanging out with them on the plane and just having a great time. So it was really a thrill for us, and aside from the fact that it was for a good reason, you know, just to get the public aware of drug and alcohol abuse records. We'd just be happy for the fact that we got a chance to put out what we wanted to put out, you know. We didn't write these songs for a record company person to go, that's a hit or that's a hit or that's a hit. We wrote the songs and we put those particular 11 songs on a record because those were the songs that we liked the best. You get an idea what we're about. And then if you still think that, well then,
you're right.
You're a retard, but...
Well, it's almost...
According to singer Sebastian Bach.
We're going to be playing clubs, you know, all this year like we have been, you know, depending on how long my voice holds out. But, you know, we'll always keep doing that and retaining that street level enthusiasm that we had when we started out. And we'll be doing that in the second album, and the third album, and the fourth album, because that's what rock and roll is all about. It ain't about, you know, playing Giant Stadium every night. I mean, that's like a dream come true. But that's like way bigger than anything that any of us ever imagined we'd ever do. So we're always going to, you know, be playing. Plus you get free beer.
Hi, I'm Kurt Loder, and this is the news at night. Today was Sebastian Bach Day up in Springfield, Massachusetts, or at least it was in Springfield's Camden County Hall of Justice, where the Skid Row singer was arraigned today on assault and mayhem charges that could, if proved in a trial, put him behind bars well into the next century, although that is a very remote prospect. Bach has been free on $10,000 bail since his arrest following a concert in Springfield on December 27th, at which Skid Row was opening up for Aerosmith. During Skid Row's set, the singer was struck by a bottle hurled from the audience, and he hurled it back, allegedly striking a 17-year-old girl in the crowd. Bach then leaped into the audience, allegedly landing on the girl and also kicking another fan in the chin. The girl sustained facial cuts and bruises, and Bach was apprehended in a car after the show by Massachusetts State Police. Our man John Norris was in Springfield today checking all of this out, and here's his report. John?
All right, thanks, Kurt. You know, it was an unusual quirk in Skid Row's tour schedule with Aerosmith that found them making their second trip to Springfield, Massachusetts in 2 weeks. For Sebastian Bach, that meant a second trip here to the Hampton County Hall of Justice. It all stems from an incident of concert violence that allegedly took place December 27th over at Springfield Civic Center. That's the night that Sebastian allegedly responded to being hit by a bottle thrown from the audience by throwing a bottle back into the crowd and seriously injuring the face of a 17-year-old girl. He then allegedly jumped into the crowd and kicked the chin of a male member of the audience. Even for a guy with a rowdy reputation like Sebastian's, these are pretty serious charges. The name on the court docket read Sebastian Birk, but everyone knew who the defendant was. Metal's #1 sex symbol, uncharacteristically decked out in a jacket and tie, was moved to an upstairs courtroom to avoid a crush of fans. But there were no smiles as he heard the full slate of charges against him. 2 counts of assault and battery, 2 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, and 1 count of mayhem. Bach's plea, not guilty to all charges, and his attorney would not say much more than that as they left the court.
Today, Sebastian has pled not guilty. By his plea of not guilty, Sebastian has said that he is not guilty of the criminal charges filed against him. This case is going to be tried in the courts, and there will be no further comment made by the defense until the conclusion of the case. Thank you.
3 of the 5 charges against Sebastian represent a maximum jail term of 10 years. The most disturbing among them may be mayhem, a charge of violence in which maiming or disfigurement is involved. That charge, of course, arises from the young woman hit by the bottle, who reportedly suffered severe facial cuts and bruises. As recently as yesterday, the Springfield City Council hinted that it might try to keep Skid Row off of tonight's bill. That never happened, to the delight of Skid Row fans, who, despite the incident, are sticking by Sebastian.
I don't think he should go to jail or nothing or get arrested. That's not right. It's not his fault for somebody that threw the bottle and hit him in the head with it.
Well, I guess he could have dealt it differently, but I know if it was me, I would have went right after him, too.
If they want to be just, they should get the guy who threw the bottle.
And several people we spoke with said that bottle was thrown as the result of a bet.
They're standing next to us. They're like, oh, I bet you can't hit Sebastian Bach. I'll bet you $50 you won't be able to hit him with the bottle. And then they threw it, and I guess they did hit him.
But what was a bottle doing in the arena in the first place? Apparently, the Springfield Civic Center does not check concert audiences for bottles and cans, as many venues do. Fans say that's negligent, and indications are Sebastian's lawyers will say the same. Civic Center spokesman Mike Graney says the arena's policy of not checking for bottles is a result of another court decision.
There was a suit brought against the city, I think 10 years ago, challenging the city's right to search on civil rights grounds. There was an agreement reached in that suit, and that agreement governs our policies and what we can and cannot do. I think there's some sense on several people that we think that should be modified, but as it stands right now, there's a federal court decree that says we can do this and we can't do some other things. We follow that decree.
So are you more, as far as you know, restricted than, say, other cities and other venues in other cities?
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement.
As for the girl who was injured at the concert, Skid Row's manager Scott McGee tells me that Sebastian has yet to meet with her, but he says he's very concerned about her and would like to do so. As for Sebastian himself, well, he's out on $10,000 bail once again, as he has been for the last 2 weeks. The tour with Aerosmith continues, and a trial date has been set for here in Springfield on May 15th. In Springfield, Massachusetts, I'm John Norris for MTV News.
Thanks, John. As it happens, the incident for which Bach has been charged was actually recorded by a fan who smuggled a video camera into that December 27th concert. That fan, who wants to remain anonymous, sent the footage to MTV News, and we're going to show it to you right now. Since Bach punctuates his stage patter with a number of common 4, 7, and 10-letter words that are traditionally taboo on TV, we've bleeped them out, but you'll get the idea. And now, live in Springfield, Massachusetts last month, here's Skid Row with Sebastian Bach.
I dare you to come up here right now and get a piece.
Sebastian Bach in Springfield, Massachusetts. No telling what effect, if any, the existence of that tape will have on any criminal proceedings against Bach, who has pleaded innocent to all charges, but we will keep you posted. Time now for a quick break, but we'll be back with Prince news, Little Richard news, a visit with UB40, and a hot new band called Snatches of Pink. So don't go away.